Imagine waking up to the sun's first light reflecting off deep blue waters, walking among ancient ruins that whisper legends of gods and heroes, and stumbling upon hidden villages that seem untouched by time. Today, we're exploring the top 10 most amazing places in Greece, each one packed with secrets, breathtaking sights, and stories you've probably never heard. Keep watching until the end, because I'll reveal a hidden spot that even most locals don't know about. Rumor has it that the gods themselves once walked its pathways. Could it be a lost temple or a mystical cave? Stay tuned to find out. Our first stop is the enchanting island of Santorini, with its world-famous sunsets that turn the sky into a canvas of pink, orange, and violet. As you step onto the cobblestone streets, the scent of blooming bougainvillea mingles with the sea breeze. It feels like stepping into a postcard, doesn't it? But there's a hidden layer to this island. Santorini's crescent shape is the result of a massive volcanic eruption over 3,600 years ago. So powerful that it wiped out an entire Minoan civilization and reshaped the island into what you see today. Fun fact: beneath the calm waters of the caldera, many believe lies the lost city of Atlantis. Divers have reported seeing marble columns and ancient structures beneath the waves, almost like a city trapped in time. Could these ruins hold the truth behind one of the world's greatest mysteries? And if you venture beyond the bustling Oia, head to the lesser-known Pyrgos village. As you climb up the narrow paths, you'll find yourself surrounded by ruins of medieval castles, with panoramic views that rival even the famous sunset spots. There's a quiet stillness here, broken only by the distant chime of church bells, making you feel like you've discovered your secret corner of Santorini. Meteora, where the earth meets the sky, is a place that defies gravity. As you approach these towering rock formations, shrouded in morning mist, you'll see the ancient monasteries clinging to the edges, almost like they've been glued to the rocks by divine hands. Built in the 14th century, the monks who lived here sought refuge from invasions, hauling supplies up by hand using ropes and pulleys. Even today, stepping inside one of these monasteries feels like stepping into a time capsule. Frescoed walls, the scent of incense, and the quiet echoes of chants. Hidden gem. There's a secret that only a few locals will tell you. Hidden within the cliffs is the hermit cave of Agios Nikolaos, accessible only by a narrow path. It's said that a lone monk lived here for years, surrounded by nothing but the wind and the rock. Those who make the climb claim to feel an otherworldly presence, a sense of peace that's hard to find elsewhere. It's a journey that's not for the faint-hearted, but the view from that solitary cave, looking out over the valley, where the mountains seem to stretch into infinity, makes it worth every step. Next, we head to Zakynthos, where Navajo Beach, better known as Smuggler's Cove, awaits. As your boat drifts closer, you'll catch sight of the rusty remains of the Panagiotis, a shipwreck that's half buried in the sand, surrounded by crystal-clear water that practically glows under the sun. The story behind this wreck? It's said that the Panagiotis was smuggling contraband, cigarettes, alcohol, maybe even treasure, when a fierce storm drove it ashore in the 1980s, leaving it stranded. Fun fact: just beyond the beach lies the Blue Caves, hidden within the cliffs. As you swim through these arches, the sunlight refracts through the water, turning everything around you a luminous blue. It's a natural phenomenon that's best seen early in the morning when the sun hits just right, almost like you've entered another world. Some visitors have even reported seeing shadowy shapes flickering beneath the water. Dolphins or something else? Hidden trail. There's a little-known path that takes you up to a lookout point directly above the cove. As you peer down from the cliffside, the entire bay unfolds beneath you. The shipwreck just a speck in the vast turquoise expanse. It's the perfect spot to catch a sunrise that lights up the waters below, turning them a shade of gold you'll never forget. Now, we journey back in time to Maestros, a Byzantine ghost town nestled among the hills of the Peloponnese. As you wander through its labyrinthine alleys, you'll find crumbling palaces, deserted courtyards, and hidden chapels, all of them whispering stories of emperors and knights who once walked these paths. The air here is thick with the scent of pine and earth, and there's an eerie silence as if the town itself is asleep. Fun fact: in the Church of Hagia Sophia, an old legend says that a marble statue of the last Byzantine emperor remains hidden beneath the altar. They say he turned to marble when the city fell to the Ottomans, waiting for the day when he'll come back to life to reclaim his throne. Visitors have reported feeling a chill when they stand near the altar, as if someone, or something, is watching. Hidden gem. Beyond the main ruins, follow a narrow path that leads to an abandoned garden, where an ancient olive tree grows in the middle of a collapsed chapel. Locals believe this tree is over 1,000 years old and has the power to grant wishes if you whisper to it at sunset. True or not, the view of the sun dipping behind the distant mountains with the valley below bathed in golden light is nothing short of magical. Simi is a hidden harbor gem that looks like it belongs in a painter's dream. As you sail into its port, you'll see houses painted in shades of peach, blue, and yellow, lining the hills like colorful beads. The air is filled with the scent of fresh seafood sizzling on grills, and the sound of waves gently lapping against fishing boats. Hidden element. Simi is known for its sponge divers who have been braving the depths for centuries. But few know about the catacombs of St. Michael, a hidden cave beneath the town that's said to hold the bones of long-lost pirates. The cave's entrance is concealed behind an old church, and those who ventured inside speak of strange carvings on the walls, almost like maps of buried treasure. Pro tip: visit the secluded cove of Agios Georgios Dysalonis, where the cliffs rise sharply from the sea, creating a perfect natural amphitheater. The water here is so clear you can see every pebble beneath your feet. It's a place where time seems to stand still, and you can float in perfect silence, with only the sound of seagulls echoing off the cliffs. Delphi, where the ancient Greeks believed the center of the world lay, is a place that feels steeped in mystery. As you walk among the ruins, you'll hear the crunch of ancient marble underfoot and feel the cold mountain air brushing against your skin. It's easy to imagine the pilgrims who came here, carrying offerings and seeking answers from the famed Oracle of Delphi, her cryptic prophecies spoken from the depths of the earth. Fun fact: the oracle's prophecies were said to be influenced by sweet-smelling fumes that rose from a crack in the earth beneath her temple. Recent geological studies suggest that Delphi sits atop a seismic fault line, and those vapors, they might have been ethylene gas, causing the oracle's trance-like state. But was she truly seeing into the future, or was it all a natural phenomenon? We'll never know for sure, but the mystery lingers. Hidden gem. Hike up the ancient Cretian cave, hidden in the dense pine forests above Delphi. This cave was once a sanctuary dedicated to Pan, the god of the wild. Inside, you'll find strange formations, shadowy alcoves, and the faint scent of damp earth. Legend has it that during ancient rituals, strange echoes could be heard here, voices that seem to come from the mountain itself. Today, standing in the dark silence, you might just feel those whispers brushing against your ears. Next, we arrive in Nafplio, a town that feels like a beautiful blend of Venetian charm and Greek warmth. As you wander through the maze-like old town, you'll be surrounded by buildings painted in soft pastels, their balconies draped with vibrant flowers. There's the scent of fresh sea salt in the air, mingling with the aroma of baked goods from nearby cafes. But behind Nafplio's picturesque exterior lies a history filled with intrigue. Fun fact: Nafplio was once the capital of modern Greece, and its streets were the stage for political dramas and secret meetings. But here's a lesser-known story: one of the hidden tunnels that snake beneath the fortress of Palamidi. These tunnels, used by soldiers to escape during sieges, are said to lead down to the sea, and explorers have whispered about strange symbols carved into the walls as if they were marking something or someone. Hidden gem. Take the time to explore Karathona Beach, a lesser-known spot just beyond the town. It's a crescent-shaped bay with soft sand, framed by rocky hills. As the sun sets, the water takes on a deep shade of purple, and the hills behind you start to glow. Locals believe that if you look closely at the rocks near the beach's edge, you'll find fossilized seashells, remnants from a time when this whole area was submerged under an ancient sea. Crete is not just an island. It's a world unto itself, filled with legends, myths, and landscapes that will make you feel like you've stepped into a different era. In the south, Elafonisi Beach offers pink sands that blush under the afternoon sun, while the crystal-clear waters stretch out to meet the horizon. But Crete's magic isn't just in its beaches. Fun fact: the island is home to the Labyrinth of Knossos, believed to be the setting for the myth of the Minotaur. The palace ruins, with their winding corridors and mysterious chambers, seem to twist and turn like a maze. Could there have been some truth behind the legend? Some archaeologists think that the stories of a minotaur might have been symbolic, a way to describe the palace's complicated layout. But who knows what truly lurked within those walls centuries ago? Hidden gem. In the village of Eridina, you'll find a forgotten stone bridge that stretches across a deep gorge. It's said that this bridge was once cursed, and that every time a newlywed crossed it, tragedy would follow. Now, thrill seekers use it for bungee jumping, diving headfirst into the shadowy chasm below. But stand there alone at sunset, listening to the wind howling through the gorge, and you might just feel that ancient curse lingering in the air. Thessaloniki, the heartbeat of northern Greece, is a city that perfectly blends ancient history with modern energy. The aroma of roasting chestnuts fills the air as you walk along the waterfront, and the sound of live music drifts from the cafes. Known for its rich culinary scene, this city is a paradise for food lovers. Don't miss trying bugatsa, a flaky pastry filled with sweet cream or savory cheese. Fun fact: beneath the bustling streets lies an underground city, the Crypt of St. Demetrios, where early Christians sought refuge during Roman persecutions. As you descend into the crypt, the temperature drops and the air feels heavier, almost as if it holds centuries of secrets. Locals believe that on certain nights you can hear faint footsteps echoing through the corridors, as if the ghosts of those early Christians still linger. Hidden gem. Outside the city lies the Vlatodon Monastery, where the city's patron saint, Paul the Apostle, is said to have preached. From its terrace, you'll have an unbeatable view of Thessaloniki's skyline, the Aegean Sea sparkling in the distance. Legend has it that on clear nights, you can even see the shadowy outline of Mount Olympus, the home of the Greek gods, on the horizon. It's a reminder that even in a bustling city, the echoes of ancient mythology are never far away. Finally, we reach Mount Olympus, the mythical home of Zeus and the other gods. As you hike up its rugged trails, you'll pass through dense forests filled with the scent of pine, the air crisp and cool. Higher up, the trees give way to barren rock and alpine meadows, and the wind becomes a near constant companion, whispering through the jagged peaks. Standing at the top, looking out over the landscape, it's easy to see why the ancient Greeks believed the gods lived here. Fun fact: archaeologists have found ruins of ancient altars near the summit, where the ancient Greeks performed sacrifices to appease Zeus. And local shepherds tell stories of strange lights that appear at the peak during thunderstorms. Are they just electrical phenomena, or the gods themselves descending in a flash of lightning? Hidden gem. Venture off the beaten path to the Enopius Gorge, where the river carves a path through lush greenery, and waterfalls cascade down moss-covered rocks. Here you'll find the Baths of Zeus, a natural pool hidden within the gorge. The water is icy cold, and legend says that Zeus himself bathed here before descending to the mortal world. Those brave enough to take a dip claim it feels like a shock of electricity, as if the power of the mountain courses through your veins. So, there you have it, the top 10 most amazing places in Greece, each with its own hidden stories and unforgettable experiences. But as promised, here's that secret spot I mentioned earlier. Deep within the forests of Arcadia, near a village that doesn't even appear on most maps, lies the Cave of Pan. Local legend says that inside this cave, you can hear the sound of a flute playing, even when no one is there. Some say it's the wind, others believe it's Pan himself, the ancient god of nature, playing his melodies. Few people have dared to explore its depths, and those who have claimed to have seen strange shadows dancing among the stalactites. But you'll have to find out if the stories are true. Until then, keep dreaming of Greece, and let its mysteries inspire your next adventure.